Hey friend, today's body chores session is going to be for an extra grumpy, extra sleepy, extra slow day, because those are the days when it is the most important to show up and take care of ourselves. Yeah, also I was a lot grumpier when I started filming this, but I just did it and now I'm feeling better, so it really works. We're going to be here for about 20 minutes. We're going to be down on the floor a lot. We're going to spend a little bit of time in the tabletop position, so make sure you've got some extra padding, pillows, blankets, extra mats. Try this from your couch, whatever you like, and I'll see you there. Hello, my friends. Welcome and welcome back to the Energy Academy, and welcome to a body chore session. I am so happy to see you here today and so happy to be moving with you. But in case you saw the caption, the title on this video and you turned it on, today's going to be a body chores for bad days. We're going to be moving slow and soupy. We're going to open up our chest to anything that might be holding on to some extra stress, giving our upper body a little extra love. This is also great if you've been hunched over your computer or doom scrolling. So that's what to prepare yourself for. But otherwise, I can hope that, your bad day's a little bit steered around at the end of this. Sound good? Let's start in a comfy seat. You could also be lying down for this. I don't really care. Ooh, just try to let the floor support you a little bit. Try to let gravity do some of the work here. Your arms can come to rest by your sides. Maybe that's in your lap or directly on the floor or even on your belly if you don't mind a little touch. And we're going to start to zone in on the breath. Maybe you gently bring your eyes to close, or just soften your focus on the room around you. Good. Can you make your next breath twice as slow as the last one? Really taking your time here. Let's take one more nice super slow breath all together. And as you exhale, sitting or stretching up a little bit taller. If you are down on the ground, you might want to come up for this. We're going to inhale, draw our shoulders up to our ears. At the top, we're going to do a sharp breath in through the nose. And then we're going to exhale. Let everything fall away. So slow inhale, pulling those shoulders up. At the top, we're going to take one more little sniff, fill yourself all the way up. And exhale, let your shoulders melt out of your ears. Good. Inhale, shoulders rise. Sharp exhale, that'll wake you up. And slowly exhale, let the shoulders soften. Two more just like that. Inhale. Sharp inhale. And exhale, let it go. One more time, draw everything in. Sharp inhale. And exhale, let those shoulders fall. We're going to start to rotate them side to side. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder forward, kind of like you're swimming. If you can let the arms dangle, amazing. Mine might be making an annoying noise in the mic, so I'm going to keep them grounded. But let my elbows and my hands follow where my shoulders lead. Good. These can start to get smaller. And we'll bring it back to the center. Let's inhale, reach our arms up and overhead. We're going to exhale, open up into a goalpost position. Maybe stretch your hands wide. Maybe you lean back, elbows peeling back and down towards your back pockets. And let it go. Good, bring it up. And exhale, peel it open. Good, just the same, but this time we're going to turn towards the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, peel your arms open over towards the right side. Good, and let's do it to the left. Up through the center, sit yourself a little taller. Over to the left, exhale and open. Good. If your tempo doesn't match mine, that is a-okay. We're going for a little flow here, back over to the right. And back over to the left. Good. Let's go one more time each way. Nice, my friends. Make your way back to the center. Now, lower body's gonna matter a little bit here because I want you to be in a comfy seat. So if cross-legged isn't good, you can take this from a chair. You can take this legs a little bit extended with a bend or fully extended. We're gonna reach up and we're gonna hinge over. So practicing that nice extended spine, peeling out in both directions. Nice wallet fold at the hips. Leaning forward here. Keep reaching out of the top of your head as you move into this. I am going to take it from cross legs. And if you can, walk your fingertips forward in front of you. You could also use maybe a block or a pillow or your water bottle if that's closer to bring the ground up to you. We're hinging forward. We're reaching out through the shoulders, out through the fingertips. I'm going to take my left arm. I'm going to reach it even more forward, peeling it up overhead. Back behind me, reaching, 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 and bringing it back to the center, maintaining this hinge the whole time. Other side, right arm reaches forward, 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 up and over and back. I'm going to turn to the side if you want a different angle, otherwise you can keep going. Imagine you could paint a big rainbow arc with your fingertips. Try to make it a little bigger every single time, touching everything you can. Good, my friends. Next time you circle back with the left arm, we're going to bring it to touch the ground, and I'm going to follow with the right, bring it back behind me to touch. Now we're in this reclined position. If you're here and you're comfy, go ahead and lift out of your chest. If you need a little bit of finagling, you could bring elbows up to the couch. You could stand this up and take your hands back to the counter. You could go extended legs if that's comfier here. Wherever we are, we're going to lift forward. Imagine you had like a big Iron Man light right on your heart. We're going to show it off. Maybe you lift the chin, make some space. Maybe you imagine your heart pulling you forward, pulling you out of your shoulders, out of your hips. Option to add a little neck wiggle here. Feeling just a little bit of tension as we pull out of the heart and reach back with the fingers. Good. One more deep breath here. And we'll let it go. Maybe you need to work your way down to your elbows to roll off to the side. Bring yourself up. We're going to come back to this comfy seat. This takes a little bit of a setup, so I'm going to talk you through. It'll be like Twister. I'm going to plant my feet, and I'm going to drop my knees both to one side. Cool, so not quite a 90-90. This can be a little bit more relaxed. I recommend a flex in both feet, just because it tends to keep our legs a little more active. Whichever side my knees flomped to, that's the side where I'm working down towards the floor. This might be a situation where you want to scooch over to your couch, where you want more pillows. You do not need to get all the way down to your elbows, but if you do, so my knees are over to the right, I'm onto my right elbow. Now I have the option to stay here. I'm getting a nice stretch through my hip flexor, through the side of my body, just from this twist. If you want a little more, you can ease your way back down to both elbows. Gently squeezing those glutes, especially if your knees are pointing to the right. Your left glute. It's going to help extend that left hip a little bit. Also, option here, if you haven't found a comfy position yet, to bring your left side over your right side, add a little twist this way, tilting your shoulders more towards the ground, or your chest more towards the ground, rather. You can play with all of those, see what feels best. Wherever you are, can you soften your breath? Can you create a little more space in between every single vertebra? Can you use those deep breaths to relax you? Just 1% more every time. Sometimes picking a stretch that feels a little out of reach today, if it's safe, can be a nice grounding experience. For instance, right now I'm really only focused on my left hip, and that's new. On your next exhale, we're going to start to work our way out of this. I'm going to lean over towards my right side again. If you are both elbows down, you're going to want to bring your hands towards the ground. We're going to gently walk ourselves back up. However you get up is fine, but that way tends to make the most sense for me. Let's bring it back to the seat. Wiggle out the hips a little bit. See if we've got any information from that first side. And whatever you did on the first side, we're going to match it. I'm going to drop my knees over to the left, flexing both my feet, bringing my left elbow towards the ground behind me. Again, this might be enough. Maybe you focus on gently extending through that right hip, lifting into the front of that front pocket. Maybe you'd like to twist chest towards the floor, or maybe you'd like to gently recline, elbows coming down. Good. Is there anything you're currently holding on to that you could let fall away, that you don't need in this move? Good, my friends. When you're finding the support of the floor and you're letting yourself melt, try to refine that little bit of stretch and lift out of your joints just a little bit. Stretch to take up some more space. Always a good practice for us. Especially if you're at a tolerable level of uncomfortable right now. Can we just slow down and be with that? Good. On your next exhale, we'll start to unwind ourselves. I'm going to walk back over to the left side so I can use my hands to clamber back up, and we're going to meet in a tabletop. Take your time. And I'll find you there. Oh. Good. I thought we were going to go smaller and do some shoulder work, but I think I want to go bigger and loosey-goosey, so I hope that's okay with you. I'm going knees a little bit wide apart, hands planted to grab the ground. I'm going to start sliding forward into my shoulders and back into my hips. And this can be enough if you'd like to stay here. If you'd like a little more, when we slide forward, I'm going to drop my hips, peel away from the ground, look up. When I slide back, I'm going to pull into a cat spine, rounding, arching, curving around my heart, sitting back into my back pockets. I come forward, I open up, I drop into this. I slide back, I curl into my spine, pulling my hands away from me. Good. If there's something else that you're finding here that feels good or interesting, go for it. Maybe you add a little wiggle side to side on your way back. Maybe you'd prefer to bring your legs closer together. Add a little more gravity into this upward bend. Up to you. Good, my friends. A few more seconds here to play around. Take a moment here once this starts to feel a little simpler to thank yourself for showing up today, to thank your body for moving you around. And maybe if you've got like 10% more gratitude left in the tank, you take that and you send it out to somebody else who might need it today. Oh, I'm thinking of one of my friends who's having a stressful time at her job recently. And she's still shown up for me to be a really good friend. That's not something I always pause to be grateful for. Maybe it's someone you don't even know. Maybe it's a stranger who is kind of a jerk to you this morning, cut you off in traffic or something. Anybody who needs it, let's send that energy out and away from ourselves. Oh, good. And when you're ready to be done with this, I'm going to bring this back towards a child's pose. Of course, you can go hands up the wall if you prefer. I'm going to elevate my hands a little bit on the ground. I've got these handy dandy blocks nearby, but you could pop them up on dumbbells or just roll up your mat a little bit, or you could tent up on fingertips. I'm taking my knees nice and wide to make more room for my body, and I'm going to sit back into my back pockets, allowing my wings to splay out. Let my back go wide. Let my spine hang heavy. Maybe you're able to soften your neck, release responsibility for holding up your noggin. That's the hard one. Wherever you are, we're going to take 3 more deep breaths together into the space under the arms, filling up your wings. Good. Or you can imagine maybe you have an inflatable life vest on. We're going to suck that deep breath in. We're going to fill up so much airspace around our sides. And then we're going to let it out like a balloon through a straw for 4, 3, 2, 1, and one last time. Of course, Sabrina Carpenter. Spotify's always like, don't you want to listen to a little more Sabrina Carpenter? And finishing up that last slow exhale. Sorry, it wasn't quite as zen as was promised, but let's walk those hands in and up. Stacking up our spine, taking your time here. No rush to rejoin the real world. Maybe take a moment, one more deep breath, a little hug, or just lift the corners of your mouth. I'm coming in because I really want a high five today. Here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1, bada boom. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank your body for me. I hope you're feeling a little better than you were 20 minutes ago, and I'll see you next time.